Hello.
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 Hello. Welcome to episode 4 of Adventures in Exandria. Blah 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 blah. There's a new player on the screen. LOL. There's a baby.
Lucy had a baby and stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff.
For those on the VIP subscription, you could see the photos of
the live stream. Keyhole.
Weeks before, whatever. Session 3's recap we brought to you by 4 Catherine Bailey.
That is me. Let me check my notes. Okay.
But if it's me, this is going to be a problem.
So it starts.
Drunk, didn't I?
My first note is breakfast. I think we had breakfast,
Indeed.
and then we kind of, had a slightly lazy morning. Then we went to the party, and there were lots of things. There was fake kind of activities like Splat the Rat and bards and bars and wine, and of course the all-important pig races, which we all got very excited
Oh, the pigs!
about. We named the pigs because we're pretty cool. We named them Crispy Bacon, Sir Porkington, Porky McPorkface, Kevin, Piggy McPiggison, Peppa Pig, Death by Sausage, and Lord Lardon. We met Bradle Hornlake. Well, we didn't meet actually. Meira met Bradle Hornlake and had a bit of a wager with him and won, I believe. And then got written down 2-1 Frostfray. Are they were the what were they?
What was the name? Sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
2-1 Frostfray. Maybe that was someone else. Anyway,
There was a companion next to him.
yeah, fine. We there were 2 people kind of looking a bit shifty in the corner. I went up to speak to them. They were Master Astrid Beck, Archmage of Civil Influence of the Cerberus Assembly, and Eodulf. And they were just there to kind of show their faces and be. I didn't get much out of them. I wasn't awfully subtle. I'm not great at conversation, so but it was good. I got the names. And then my next note is Rafe pissed, Meira shit at dancing, Soulia and I awesome at dancing.
Oh yeah. Oh fucking
Gave
yeah.
everybody a run.
Because we did a very cool band dance. And then Spike chatting to a lady with a cool costume called Sharp. And then
What?
we were at the party. This is just reading from my notes. And everything was kicking off and it was all great fun. And then we came, the Lord of Nicodramas. No, is that right? No. What's he called? The Marquise. There were some people and they appeared and one of them had their knife at the Marquise's throat and we attacked them. Well, some of us did. I didn't actually manage to get up there. And we managed to kill a few, but then some of them ran away and I think one of them kind of disappeared with the Marquise in hand. Red cloaked individuals, there you go. Lady Marquise, I think, ran away. And the most important thing is that we settled on a name of the Vagabonds. And that is all I have. Tabaxi. They were Tabaxi. Red cloak Tabaxi. One of them was a Tabaxi.
Correct.
Nice.
Yeah, the one who disappeared.
Yeah.
Cloak of fiery brimstone looking thing. Was I believe you have many, so let's
Yeah, we have 2, I think.
let's go over here and play some music.
Let's go over here and play some
Unpause the game.
D&D.
I'll play shady.
Been too long.
So general pandemonium
Yeah.
as all of the guests are running out frantically as this combat. And most of them have left by now, but you can hear the uproar from outside of the Marquise's house. There are
I reckon not.
2 unconscious red cloaked individuals and the rest of you. What's funny?
Are they both stable?
You said General Pandemonium,
They're
and I
both
said, who's he? And it really set Pete off.
All right. Well, we're bringing a General Pandemonium soon. That's guaranteed. Yeah. The floor is yours.
So we have two. Are they conscious now?
They're unconscious, but they're not dying anymore.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna make my way up there, up these steps.
Are there
And is
any
everybody in the process of running and screaming and leaving
yeah.
still?
I'll just leave. I'll just remove those guys. They would have left. It was only because they were in combat. They disappeared.
They are.
Goodbye.
And there's no guards anywhere?
There are not. No.
Okay.
There weren't any throughout the whole event. You know.
And is the only exit up the stairs?
On mine.
No, there's one to the south of you.
Yeah.
The main exit is to the south of you.
Okay.
The stairway to that north exit is where one of the bandits fled to.
Okay.
And you have no idea where they're
I want to try and run outside to where we came from and look for some guards to alert them to what's happened.
Which way?
South.
Sure.
Where are
So
his
you-
guards anyway?
Yeah, so I
Well,
want to
that's the
like
question we
check
may
things.
need to establish.
Useless.
So you run out the south, like I said, General Pandemonium.
So yes, sir.
And as lots of people are flooding out, and there are more people outside of the actual ballroom itself, and they seem to have got the sort of message that shit's going down, they've started running as well. You can see the pile of people trying to get out, and there are armed guard in Zalezo trying to come in, and it's not going very well.
Okay. I want to try and make it to the armed guards so I can tell them what's going on. So I'm like pushing and like elbowing my way through, maybe clobbering someone with my loot occasionally. Just to really make a point.
Make me an intimidation check.
Sure.
Intimidation.
Yeah, it's trying to intimidate people out of the way,
Yeah.
pushing and shoving.
That roll? No, I haven't done it yet. Sorry. Normal. There we go.
Yeah, 14. So you start forcefully pushing your way, trying to hit people with your loot. People seem to get the memo and try and get out of your way. And you manage to make it to mostly outside.
Okay. Do I see any guards?
Yeah, there are many.
Okay. I run up to the one who looks the most in charge.
There's no real one that looks obviously in charge, but they were trying to go in. The first one you come to is a gnome, like male gnome, looks fairly old, 60s, 70s. He's trying to push his way through the crowd.
Like, dude, hurry up! They took the marquise.
Yeah, I've gathered that. We're trying, and they're trying to push their way through.
We've got some hostages. I don't know who they are, but you should come.
What are the rest of you doing in this time
A
frame?
quick question, Dodge. When the Marquise was taken, it was through, I think you said Dimension Door. Would I know anything about that spell? Would I know the rate?
Can you cast that spell?
No.
Then you can make me an Arcana check.
Yeah, I don't know.
No idea. Yeah, you wouldn't have known what the spell was or how it worked. You saw the Tabaxi, this like pointed dagger to his throat. He was the Tabaxi was saying something to him, but obviously the crowd craziness was going on, and eventually you just saw this this. While they were wearing kind of red, the Tabaxi was wearing like a red hood, but the cloak that he was wearing was kind of like black and orange, and he whipped it around, and as he whipped it around, it just kind of like furled in and out, and then they just disappeared.
I'll ask the rest of the group then, like, where did they go? Does anyone know about this spell?
I do not know, but they are no longer here. Do the curtains...
Wow.
Captain Obvious.
The space plant.
Do these curtains have the rope bits that tie them to the sides?
Sure.
Cool. I use those to tie these guys up.
Yeah, they're fairly short ropes, but you managed to, something. Like a little
Bring
one.
them
Hands
round
and
if you want, guys. After they're tied up.
You do what?
As in, wake them up. They're stable but unconscious, right?
Yeah.
They're still at 0 hit points, but they're
Yeah, there are 0 hit points. They would naturally wake up in a couple of hours.
I think maybe we should try and get them conscious in less than a couple of hours. I want to interrogate them.
Agreed.
I can do healing word on them and heal them.
Either that, or does anybody have some water?
Yeah, try
We
that.
can splash it over their faces.
I was sort of standing in the corner whilst there's loads of dancing going on. Could I have like maybe some wine or something in my hand?
There's
No.
still plenty of plenty of wine going around.
Okay, I like run down and grab a
Barrel.
not barrel, a cup of wine and like chuck it in one of their faces and see if it rouses them. And give one
Which
of them
one?
just like a tight slap. Well, it makes sense if I am.
Oh, Lady Marquise is long gone. Get me the fuck out of here. Bye.
So I came up this way, so probably this.
Sure.
Isn't
So,
really a place to stand. But yeah, this-
yeah, young-looking male, like clean-shaven, hood over the head, but unconscious and now bound at the hands behind his back. You splash wine in his face, and it's just like, ugh. Looks up at all of you like.
is the other one? Are they both secured?
Yeah.
Okay, I do it to the other one as well,
Yeah, sure.
Where
Um,
is... I'm sorry.
and I hold
Yeah.
my dagger to the throat of the one that's closest to me as he comes round.
So this fairly young lad, arms bound, looks up at you, knife to the throat, covered in wine on his face. It's like, do it.
Where is the Marquis?
Gone.
Gone where? Tell me, damn it, or I will see it that my friend slits your throat.
I could cut one
Good.
of his ears off first.
Do it. I'll never talk.
You might never talk. We might torture you all day. Cut his ear off, yes.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
This
No,
isn't
no,
very
I'm,
fast.
I'm not seeing this kind of stuff here.
Okay, as this interrogation goes down, the general panic they've all fled, and the marketplace that is surrounding the place is kind of just they all started to run away as well. Starts to empty out, and Spike as well as guards they run in and burst through the door. I'll have to add them to the room.
General panic's there as well.
General Sergeant Panic and
That's right, on a General
Pandemonium.
where am I supposed to at? There they are. They're coming. Yeah, so 4 guard run in, burst in with Spike. Wherever Spike is.
Yep,
Where's
here.
Major Uproar?
I'm just going to delete these NPCs that are hidden. Goodbye. So long, friend. They burst in with Spike. See the scene.
I excitedly lead them up the stairs to where the prisoner is.
Okay, cool. They would go up the stairs with you. See the.
I'm heaving in the corner, by the way. I've started to be sick. Against
Yeah, it makes sense for sure. As they go up the stairs, they see the knife held up to this man's throat, and they would just look at you, Meira, and be like, "Stop! We will bring them to justice,
Okay.
but we don't torture
They
people
have-
here."
I wasn't going to torture him. I don't know what you mean.
No, she was just going to cut his ear off.
Shh. I wasn't.
Okay, so you were going to torture them.
No. Just.
Thank you for apprehending them and not killing. Eventually, we'll make them talk.
Can I make whilst they're doing this and they're talking to Meira, can I go and have a look at the dead body?
Sure.
I want to search through their pockets or any like robes or whatever they may rifle through their person, I suppose.
Sure. Make me an investigation check.
Normal.
Nat 20! You may give inspiration
Yes,
to yourself or
girl.
someone else.
Ooh, who doesn't have any inspiration?
should be.
Why don't you use that
I
macro?
am not inspired.
Why don't you use
Where's the macro?
you press 5 or there is a setting for turning it on, but I can't find it. I'll see if I can link
Okay.
it. Somewhere.
Soulia, Rev, Meira,
Utility
Gwendolyn.
inspiration.
Got it. I'm gonna give it to my mate Rev.
Hey.
Rev, you gain inspiration. You get a good feel around. This person has nothing on him apart from crossbow and dagger. With a couple of daggers, to be fair.
Distinguishing marks on his tattoos or scars or
Noticeably and very obviously plain looking. How deep do you go? Do you like completely strip him, or do you like?
I'm having a real good
Whoa.
look. Yeah.
Little cheeky
Like,
feel of his
up
balls.
the robe, yeah. Proper
Well endowed.
inspection.
In terms of like, you've searched every container that he could have. Like his boots, you find daggers in boots, and like pockets. There's nothing in his pockets, but there are just various daggers upon this man, and the crossbow, which is lied down on the floor.
Okay. I mean, I stopped short of like a rectum search or anything. Like,
Good move.
okay, so I don't find anything, but it's noticeably plain that he has nothing on him.
Saying that, when you're like turning him over to try and look for him, you do spot like this kind of weird like black point from like where you can see the skin, and as you peel that back, you do see one large tattoo on the shoulder, and it's a weird looking 5-pointed star. I'll see if I can draw a just a crude version of it if I have a. Is it a draw? No, it's not a pentagram. No.
That was a draw.
Yeah, I just want. This is a. I don't want a polygon. Draw freehand. Okay. Oh god, I fucked it already. This is absolutely terrible, but you'll get the idea of it.
Oh, is it like a sunburst kind of thing?
Sort of. It kind of looks like this, and then there's little ones.
Okay.
But that center bit is supposed to be a pentagon, but you know,
Okay.
I can't draw obviously.
Good enough.
And what like race or whatever is he?
This is another human, very plain looking, also quite young.
Can I just ask the guards that are coming up the stairs, like, do you recognize these guys? Some kind of cult or something?
Yeah, have you had any trouble from people like this before?
Never has the Marquise been stolen and taken from us.
Well, yes.
Can I point one of them to the tattoo and be like, do you recognize this? Yo, do you recognize this symbol?
As they're, I'll just move them up here if I can. They're up and around it, somewhere around there. One of the guards would look down, the same gnomish gentleman, look down, study it for a second, look back up at you and go, shake his head.
Does the Marquise have any like enemies, man? Like, why would
He's a rich and powerful man, so I imagine gold was probably their intent. Regardless, we'll take these two prisoners for questioning. I'm sure the guard captain will want to speak to you because you were there in person.
May I assist with the questioning? You may have heard of our legend in the tavern down the road.
This is strictly failing guard business, I'm afraid.
Very well. If you need a decent interrogator, or a man who knows his way with his tongue, then call upon Soulia and his friends.
Wow, okay.
Sure.
The vagabond.
Okay.
Can I
Wait,
ask
you're
the guards quickly, who is in charge now? The Marquise is gone.
They all kind of look at each other at this point. I assume it would be the Lady Marquise. I'm not really sure on the politics of it, but I guess it would be. Maybe the guard captain until he returns? I'm not sure.
Okay, no problem.
Hopefully he won't be gone for long enough for that to become an issue. And they would approach to take the two robed figures.
Do we know where the Lady Marquise has gone to?
She ran.
Which way?
Out the door, south like everyone else.
We did save her though, so maybe we'll
Yeah, I'm
visit.
just wondering if we should have a chat with her.
Agreed. As the guards start shuffling around with these guys, I go over to this guy and swipe the crossbow, treating it as if it was my own the whole time. And the
Sure.
bolt.
Yeah, no worries. You can add a crossbow, a light crossbow, to your character sheet with let's roll a. I can. Yeah, light crossbow. You have 11 bolts for it.
Thank you.
Oh, I need to mark off arrows for Elliot, but I need to figure out how I'm going to do that properly at some point. For now, those arrows are free. They won't be forever.
You don't need to worry about this.
Yes, I do. Ammunition is important.
No.
Yes, so the 4 guards that are there would then start to go and pick up the 2 robed figures and kind of guide them out. They don't need to carry them out. They're still a little groggy, but they do manage to get them to their feet, and still bound, they start leading them out. Unless anyone violently opposes. Nope.
Nope.
Nope. They will.
Hmm.
I'm gonna stumble up the stairs.
You alright, Rafe?
I feel really. Wait, I don't know what accent I'm doing. I'm drunk.
So what we get
What's going on?
You don't look so good, man.
No, I feel pretty bad. But did we get them all? Are they? Did we get the Marquise? Is he up here?
No, he got taken.
It's gone, man.
He got taken.
Why don't we?
By the...
Why don't we go up here? Why don't we climb? Maybe they're still in the building. What are we standing around here for? Why don't we go and find them?
Hey, lead on, man. I'll follow.
I'm fucking wasted. Why do?
Alright, you follow me. Can we go and have a look what's up through this door?
Okay, yeah, so you travel up, and it goes up. It's a fair few stairs, 30, 40 stairs. You get to the top, and it opens up onto a set of, like, double windowed doors that are open, and leads out to a balcony area.
Can we see?
As you look over, you look over to the balcony, you see a... pretty immediately, as you come up, you see a rope with a kind of like grapple set up around the banister rail, and the rope just goes down to the floor level. You look down, you're about 20 feet up off the floor.
Let's follow it. Let's go. Let's
But it just goes down into the street below.
Okay.
see
Can
if we can.
Can we see any red cloaks?
Make me a perception check.
Can I also look?
Yes,
Set
either-
in mind.
Either roll.
This is
One
my-
of you roll with advantage, or both you roll.
This is my jam.
What?
Okay, you roll.
18. You don't see any red cloak that's been left behind or anything, so
No one's shifty.
the street's fairly empty, to be honest with you.
I think if we want to follow them, maybe we have to climb down this rope and have a look around.
Is that not how they got in? I mean, they got out with the portal, right?
Yeah.
But they
Well,
may
one
have
Marcus just
reconvened.
disappeared.
They
I
may,
think
That's right.
one of them got out at the portal. I don't know if they all got out.
well, they may have. But
Only one person managed to flee.
Yeah.
Was that
Indeed.
the Tabaxi, or was there an extra
Yeah.
The Tabaxi fled, and one more.
one? Yep. Okay.
Very good.
Yeah, I believe may have been shot one time.
Let's go. Let's go then.
Find some blood.
Come on
If
then.
I can track him, but I'm feeling. Has anyone got any water?
If
or-
I
Can I
use
give
Oh no, sorry. Retcon untrue. They didn't get damage at all. They were feared in some way. I can't remember by what, but I have a fear symbol over them.
can I cast if I cast a like healing word
Mhm.
on Elliot?
Who?
Will that on Rafe? Will that make him feel
Yes.
less woozy?
No, he's still drunk.
Can I just give him a little slap around the face and then give him my...
I'll tell you what. I'll give him. I'll
roll a hit.
and I'll give him guidance.
Roll a hit.
That's a good idea.
What would it be for a slap? I don't know. For strength?
It would be unarmed attack, but I mean,
It's no, it doesn't.
Sure, there's
no,
no-
it doesn't hit.
you just about managed to move your head back and go, woof.
Wake up!
Ah!
Wake up!
Right,
Well,
right, let's go. It's just fine. So let's try and track him down. Come on. We ain't got no time to lose.
I'll tap Rafe on the shoulder and give him guidance.
Get moving. I'm feeling
Only lasts 1 minute or so. I'm gonna keep tapping Rafe and giving him guidance like every
What is this stuff? This
every time it runs out. It lasts 1 minute.
this Jägermeister shite is horrible.
Who?
Whatever it's called.
Jägermeister.
Jägermeister, so evil. It's just not.
So,
Crack.
from the top position, do you climb down the rope, and is that what your plan is?
Yes,
Yeah.
climbing down the road.
Who's
This
who's
track-
going?
Oh, me, definitely. I'm going.
I'm
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll go too.
who's going? Who's going first?
Someone else
I
to go
can.
so they can catch me.
I can.
I was going to say, yeah, maybe we let Rafe go first so he doesn't fall on us.
No, go down and catch me, bitch.
I'll go first.
Cool. Make me a. This will be. You can choose athletics or acrobatics. I don't mind. For anyone who's going down, I need athletics or acrobatics to get down there. It's not specifically hard. Anything less than a 5 might get a little interesting, and a natural 1 might get even more interesting. I just saw a natty 1 somewhere. Wait, where'd it go?
Me.
Oh, I'm confused.
Am I doing it with disadvantage?
Yes, you are.
No,
Unfortunately,
we've got guidance. What does that
Does
mean?
that make it a normal?
plus a D4.
Plus D4. Yeah.
Did mine show up? No.
Fuck.
Oh my god, that's a double no 1! Okay.
No, but what the fuck? That was 2 ones.
How tall,
Yeah.
how tall is this thing that we're
Yeah,
going?
but you got a
You're going down.
+D4.
No, but I'm sorry, but I last game I rolled ones constantly as well. What is happening?
Okay,
You got
Rafe, you do
plus
get
D4.
you do get plus D4, which makes it a minimum of 5. However, you can't ignore 2 natural ones. Okay,
What does this sound?
We've got 7. Does it
it's about a 20-foot decline from top to rope.
20 minutes.
He got a 7. First of all, someone loses the disadvantage, their inspiration, so I'll randomly roll it. There's 3 of you with it, so it's a bit of it.
Surely it's just gotta be me.
Spike, unfortunately, you lose your inspiration. It's random.
Oh right, okay, sorry. What the fuck?
As wait, why does it say Spike Hopesinger 5? The fuck? Oh, that's confusing. Doesn't matter.
I was pressing 5 to see the inspiration.
As you go down the rope, you are climbing, not falling. You are going down, and it seems pretty.
Sorry, my bad.
Did you just attack someone?
No.
No, sir.
You're going down the rope, and towards the end, Rafe, he gets to about 7-8 foot of the ground, and the grapple that's holding the rope in place just unwinds, and he just falls on the floor. It doesn't do any damage to you, but now you're drunk and limping in full Quasimodo style.
I feel like there's something. I've done something wrong. Regards to
Yeah, you got pissed. That's what you got to do.
You really have.
Yeah, but you can't. That
But
doesn't
you are
affect a dice roll.
You're saving all your luck. You're saving all your luck for the big.
You're
boss.
now in this. You're now back in the streets of Phelan. Like I said, there's not many people about right now. And yeah, you're at the bottom of the Marquise's house. You are now back in the streets of Phelan. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna start trying to track.
Can I whip my loot out, and I want to give Rafe some bardic inspiration for this tracking that he's
Yeah. I'm also
How do you
slapping him every minute to give him guidance.
Okay, how do you inspire him?
So I want to try and cut through his drunkenness. So I play a really off-kilter note, but also super high energy. I suppose.
You gotta play
It's like a little riff.
like Mr. Brightside. That seems to cut through most people's drunkenness.
Yeah, okay, fine. Mr. Brightside. Straight into his ear on my lute.
Rafe, you.
Cage and I'm just fine.
You look down and try to track the individual. Can you make me a survival check, please? With with a D4 and then a D6.
So
Yeah,
I do it with a disadvantage?
You do still do it with disadvantage, yeah. Oh, that's a very good roll.
Okay,
Plus
so-
D4 plus D6. 24 plus...
Okay.
26, yeah, that's huge. So, even through your drunken eyes and now your pain that's running through your left ankle, you look around and you can sort of make out how this probably went down. You see rough marks and scuff marks where people would have snuck around here and then climbed this rope. You're pretty confident that's how they probably got in. Probably shot the grapple from the crossbow, fired up, looped around, and then climbed. And then you're looking around and you see one set of dragging kind of like dust marks, and it goes off to like your west.
Right, follow me. I think I found a track. There's some bees. Please stay behind me. Don't ruin these tracks.
Can I see if there's anyone else kind of following us, or I mean, does that carry on from my previous perception?
This would be nukes. It's a different thing, I believe.
Okay,
so yeah.
is anyone else looking shifty or following us, or
Make me a perception check.
I'll help you.
Oh, I've rolled it in normal now.
You can roll another. $19. Looking around, you don't see anyone obvious, like keeping tracks on you. Look into the windows of some houses, and no one seems to be paying you much attention that you can see. In fact, like I said, the streets of Phelan seem to be fairly deserted right about now.
Okay.
Alright, follow me then. Let's just...
Lead on, Rafe.
I'll keep it. No, to the
If you would have
ground.
rolled that good, you should be able to tell what you had for breakfast.
Okay, so you start heading off in that direction at a fairly rapid pace, I imagine. As you go on, you do see kind of things have been knocked over as what appears to be this person's been trying to escape. And you get maybe 600-700 meters in when you see like turning a corner with a number. You can start, especially Gwen, because you rolled the perception check. You can start to hear the sound of armored footsteps. And turning around the corner, you see a pack of Zalezo, the guards, led by one particular woman who looks pretty intimidating and is obviously some form of leader in this situation. She is around 7.5 feet tall, built like an absolute brick shithouse. She is an orc, female orc, like dark black hair tied back.
Full blood orc or half orc?
Full orc, sorry. If I said half orc, I meant full orc. Twin massive hammers, both of them to her side, and she's walking with a stomp and a purpose. Turns the corner, is looking left and right, looks directly at your party, and starts stomping her way towards you.
Hey,
Like,
hey, we're on the track of the takers. Follow us. Rafe is master tracker. Come with us.
You won't find them.
Well, it's worth a try.
No, you won't find them. I've dealt with these before. You are the... what did they call you? The vagabonds or something from earlier in the party, yes?
Yes, that is us.
You're the personal friends or... I don't fucking know, adventuring group or whatever.
Yeah.
Adventurers, yeah, we're adventurers.
Yes.
And who are you?
I'm the guard captain of Phelan. My name is Mersha Bolg.
Pleasure. Give a little courteous bow.
She does not respond with the bow, or does not reciprocate the bow.
You say that we're not going to find them. Why? Who are they? Have you dealt with
He's been
them
taken-
before?
He's been taken by the Myriad.
You were the Myriad.
I will allow I will allow Meira. I will allow the Rev. No. I'll allow Spike with a disadvantage to roll history checks.
I mean,
Oh, so nearly something.
Damn it.
Hey.
Setting.
Not for you guys. Meira. The Myriad are, as you know, are a underground organization that is very prominent and up and coming in the continent of Wildemount specifically. They have a rival in Taldore that is known as the Clasp. They deal with all things dirty and underground. They deal with assassination, they deal with thieving, they deal with all manner of plots, and a generally dark, mysterious organization. That's about what you get on a 19.
what was the orc lady's name again, please?
Mersha Bolg. I'll copy, paste.
Mersha Bolg.
I have a picture of her somewhere as well. Where is she? Where's she at?
I asked
Mersha.
Mersha, like, what would the Myriad want to do with a merchant trader like him? What that from
Well,
like
if I
limited
know,
with them?
if I'd known, then I'd be somewhere. But I don't know what they want with him. But the news is they have him.
Just shut the dishwasher up.
Do you have any leads or anything?
I'm very sorry, but I still don't know who the Myriad are.
Myriad are an underground organization that deals in all manner of evil and horrible things. They manipulate a lot of the trade. They try and get their hands into pockets of everywhere. And it seems that they have something big planned if they're making a play as brash as this. Now, my guards have told me that they have apprehended 2 of them alive, which is fortunate.
Well, actually, we did that.
I mean, dude, we apprehended.
I meant through you, and that's why I've stopped you.
Alright, that's cool. As long as we're on the same page.
Quite.
So what are you telling us to do? Go home? We might as well follow this lead unless you have some better information, eh?
Well, all the information I would have would not be. I would not tell you. Why would I tell you anything?
Because we have a lot of skills and we can help.
Yeah, but I don't trust. Why would I trust you?
Well, what's the
You
worst that can
No,
happen?
but
Like,
the Marquis
You
trusted
could get
us, didn't he?
You get the Marquis killed instead of captured. That's the worst that could happen.
how do you
It's
know they
not
haven't
what
killed
we
him
want.
already?
Well, they wouldn't have taken him alive if they killed him already. Wanted to kill him already.
They might have taken him to, like, get some info out of him and then just, done the deeds.
Or taken him to be a sacrifice for something, I mean.
Alright. Can I? This person seems like she's lying. I don't like this person at all. I think she's
Make me an insight check with disadvantage.
No, guidance. Plus D4.
Okay, 15 plus d4.
I'm just gonna keep my hand, like, on him. Every...
Like,
No,
so,
the
like, lightly.
The guidance is literal. You're having to hold him steady as you walk along.
Yeah. I'm using that as a excuse. Yes.
She seems truthful in her words. She seems very, very annoyed. Doesn't seem to be lying.
I think you're wasting my time. I'm gonna follow this trail. Please move aside. I don't see why there's any advantage in you stopping us, tracking this down. If we find the Marquis, then frankly, you are a swan.
We have no problem. We like him. We want him to be our friend. Obviously,
We
we
do.
want to find him.
I don't see there being any problem with us
He
trying to
trusts
find him.
us.
So, or he seems like a civil matter as well as a whatever you do, some military sort. If I find him before you do, what are you gonna give me?
I would like, as a group, for a persuasion check. Obviously, Rafe rolls a disadvantage, LOL.
Can I
as she scans all of you very intently. Meira, she seems to be daggering you a little bit.
Yeah.
Can I kind of take my hand off of Rafe briefly and give myself guidance?
Can I also try a deception and be like, Rafe is the finest tracker I have ever seen in my life. Anyone can find the Marquise.
You can also roll me a deception check if you like.
Thanks, Rafe.
Oh shit, I rolled a 1, I think.
You're very kind.
It's a group check.
The Spearmeister is clearly better than I thought.
You did roll a natural 1 though, so between Rev and Rafe. Oh. Between Rev and Rafe. Oh, roll a d2's a coin. Rafe, you lose your inspiration for the natural 1 roll.
Right, me?
Yeah, because I rolled
Yeah, indeed.
1.
You're sabotaging me.
Not meaning to.
I don't need any.
Right, so what's the group rolls here? What do we have
What are you
for persuasion? We have a success. Oh, interesting. A success, a fail, a mega fail, a success. Who am I missing on?
Me, sorry. Oh,
No, you're missing me.
I haven't rolled anything yet.
Persuasions from both of you, please.
I always get an ice cream.
I was writing note.
Yes, of course.
Did you say persuasion?
Yes, please.
Oh, how does that look? She just got knocked into a 20. Do you want to see that?
No.
I can't see my dice at all.
It might be because you're on a low setting, like the low performance setting or whatever.
Maybe she's my dad.
I can't see it in the chat either, but I can look at these.
I can see it was in chat. 22.
Good.
You choose my dice.
No, the
She
girl
would-
of our characters.
Yeah, please don't change the colour. I require them.
I-
Or at least keep them for you a decent shade of blue. Like dark blue.
Yeah,
Navy
that's
blue.
what I've messed around with it, but I'm still yellow.
Yeah, that's fine as long as you say the same colour because those colours are ingrained in my brain from like 3 years of playing.
I love that.
Is it our anniversary? No, it's our anniversary in a couple of days.
There we are.
Our D&D anniversary. I think it's the 21st of July.
Aww.
Holy shit. She would look upon all of you, daggering you all, as all these words are said. I may have some information. I have nothing I can reward you with. But if you bring the Marquise back alive, I'm sure he'll reward you plenty. But I can't talk about it here.
Absolutely, we understand that. We're in the
We
middle
don't
of
have to talk about
the
it here.
street.
We'll go wherever you want us to go.
Do you have like an office or?
Of course.
Well, let's go there.
Can I not point out at them? Literally stood on top of a trail to the people that just took this guy, and we're gonna go off and go to an office or something. What are we doing?
What makes you think this is the right trail? Also, you're blind drunk, so why would anyone trust where you're going?
To be fair, he's a very good tracker.
Well,
Even drunk.
The
he
drink
can be a
helps, it
tracker.
loosens him up.
Well, to be honest with you, even a blind drunk non-tracker could probably figure out that if you follow the grappling hook with some scuff marks on the floor back to where it came from, you might actually find the source. Not
Very well.
really Sherlock Holmes, am I?
Well,
The 5 of you, please come with me and let the tracker track. As you would. Turn to the rest of the guard, and there's about 8 to 10 of them. Single them back and start marching. Like, if you want to know more information, then follow me. And she'd start marching off back from where she came.
I follow her.
I follow her as well.
Bye.
Are you
Oh,
staying?
sorry.
Right, I will
I'll see you
stay.
later.
I will stay with Rafe and just give him
No,
guidance.
it's fine, I'll be fine. I've done this, I've delivered
Yeah,
my own
mate.
anyway.
I'm gonna give you all the help
I'm
I
not
can.
that
Come on.
drunk anyway, I'm fine.
I'll
Go
stay with
away.
Rafe and
That's
give you
good.
guidance.
Fuck this town, and then just goes back to
Yeah.
need to drop that flower.
I'm gonna drop my flower off. I don't give a shit.
Those flowers.
Party
are
sucked
quite
anyway.
smart by the time I'm done with this.
I'll stay with Rafe.
No.
So we're splitting up. How are we splitting here?
I should go with a guard captain, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, God, Captain.
Well, I would. I'd quite like to, but also I feel bad leaving Rafe all on his own blind drunk tracking. He's, I mean,
fine.
if you do have a track, then
He'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll be fine. You go off. I'm good. I'm not stupid. I'll follow the trail back to the pub.
Okay, fine.
Give him the bottle of give him whatever bottle of booze we got to get him through.
Give him a bottle of water and say,
It makes them more powerful.
See you later.
I don't do anything dumb.
Bye,
Okay, so
He's got,
5 of you go with the guard captain, and Rafe stays behind.
he's got guidance for 1 minute after I leave.
Yep, it's fine. Let's do it.
Okay.
I also chuck a bardic inspiration on.
I'm gonna go get a kebab.
You've only got 1 minute of guidance.
Okay, because it has may become pertinent information, I will deal with Rafe first. So as the party follows the stomping guard captain, Rafe, what do you do?
I'm gonna follow the trail as far as I can.
Okay. You continue following the direction in which you were going, and like I said, the streets are fairly deserted. You can see, with the previous roll which you had, which was pretty large, you keep following, and you see other things that have been knocked over. It's around 350, 400 meters away. You come to like a fork in the road, and it's like a crossway, and you're coming from one direction. And the tracks start to get a bit strange. It seems like as there's just a baby appears out of nowhere. The track seems to get a bit strange as it looks like the person went all 3 ways. Can you make me another survival check, please?
Person went all 3 ways.
Don't matter up. I've only got disadvantage +4.
You have disadvantage to sleep tomorrow. Plus D4, plus D6, and wait.
Yes.
How long does? No, you wouldn't. No, it would have been longer than a minute. But you do get D6, so ignore the 2. You get D6. 11. In your unfortunately drunken state, it's not easy to tell which of these 3 directions the person may have gone, and it appears that they have obviously set not a trap in a sense, but a diversion away from where they're actually going.
Can I look around to see if there are any like urchins or homeless people or anyone who looks like they've been loitering around this area?
You can make me a perception check, please. Streets are relatively empty. Like I said, there's no one about here.
Okay. Which one? What are the 3 directions? Where do they go?
So it's a cross junction. They look to be like carrying on down the streets and stuff. One would be like the left direction would take you sort of back to the marketplace area where you came from. The other 2 directions, they're streets down and they kind of turn and meander off. There's houses on like other sides and could be anything around here, but you've not been in that direction, so you're not 100%.
I'm gonna take one of the streets at random.
Any preference?
Straight on.
Great. Okay. You carry on straight into more like housing kind of area. It's a bit. As described before, as you kind of leave like the marketplace and the city kind of center, it starts to become a bit more dark and dingy than like the uplifted streets of Fairlane where you've spent most of your time. And we will leave you discovering there for a moment, while the rest of you, the guard captain stomping away, leading the pack as the guards behind her walk in militaristic or whatever fashion. She would lead you back kind of towards the marketplace in that general area, and it would last about 5 minutes, the walk. Is there anything anyone wants to do, say, or anything while this journey happens?
Can I just ask her to give us... Oh, no, she said she can't. I was going to ask her if she had any information on the cult. Or the cult, or like I guess more of a gang. Organisation.
Yeah.
She did previously say that she wouldn't give you information here, and that's why she's leading you there.
Yeah. Where we're going.
Can I just want to strike up a conversation with them and be like, so
you guys are following a guard pack, and she's right in the front.
Okay, fine. Well, if I'm not walking now.
You can run up to her if you like, if you can get past the guards, but...
No, she doesn't look very friendly, so it's fine.
She does have a very, I wouldn't say angry, but extremely annoyed
Are we
Perpetually ignored.
Am I near to any lower ranked looking person who's marching next to me or near me?
Yeah. Yeah, there's guards around you.
Okay, can I surreptitiously be like, so man, what's her deal? She seems pretty serious, dude. Wheedle him.
Half elven woman, fairly young looking, blonde hair, would look down on you. She'd be like, the guard captain.
Yeah.
That's her deal.
She looks like a badass, but very serious.
What did you expect from the captain of the guard of a major city?
What
A jokester?
Charisma, maybe, I don't know.
Wow. Shots fired.
She would kind of stifle a chuckle a little bit and be like, she's got her own special brand of charisma.
I mean, how long has she been the guard captain?
As long as I've been here.
She must be really good at her job, man.
Yeah, she's pretty good. I don't know, we haven't had a situation like this before, though.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. I like the monkeys. He seemed like a nice dude.
Great man.
What's your name, by the way? Making casual conversation and ingratiating myself with this person.
Yeah.
Tell me that.
She must be really good at her job. Literally 10 minutes after the Marquis has
Lost
gone.
me.
I don't fucking know. I was doing whatever it took to get some kind of
To me, that sounds like sarcasm as fuck. But I'm sure if you're going to go with that as a flirting technique, that's fine, man.
Katira.
Katira. To respond, so. Okay, Tyra, thanks. Broken my flow now. What else was I thinking? Well, okay, then I'll just say, oh, I sure hope we can help out. I like that. I sure hope we can help out, and then just leave it there. That's like a nice. I'm a good person, like me.
She would nod, continue on the marching. Yeah, and like I said, around 5 minutes would pass as you kind of go past the marketplace area and the Marquis's house again, and you come up to a stone building, kind of like, well, you'd pass through like a walled section, a mini walled section. Looks like some form of guard barracks at least, and in the center would be a square building made of stone. The other guards would wait outside as the captain of the guard, the orc woman, would just two-handed burst through the door with very little regard for the, integrity of the door whatsoever. Slam through, start stomping through the other room, and you are invited in, as if there's as much of an invite as that would be. You enter in. It's a relatively simple-looking office. Number of kind of shelves where there'd be lots of parchment, etc., stacked up. Central desk with not a lot on it. She would stomp around, stand behind the desk, kick the chair out of the way, and look all towards you.
So, you're gonna tell us?
Close the door.
I close the door.
Okay, you close the door. She's looking towards all of you. Right. No, understand, I can't trust any of the guards in my employ, because any one of them could be working with the Myriad at this time.
We feel honoured that you would respect us with information in that case, thank you.
It's common knowledge. Myriad have their fingers in many pies. They do all kinds of things to bring our kind onto their side. Problem is, they're so secretive. How would I ever find out? I have found them before, and it didn't last very long.
Well, I hope, Mersha Bolg, Captain of the Guard, that we...
Captain, you can refer to me as Captain Bolg.
Well, I hope, Captain Bolg, that we have proven ourselves worthy of trust of the most secret of information.
You understand me right now. I don't trust any of you. I have no reason to trust any of you. You waltzed in here, as far as I can tell, a matter of days ago, gained favour with the Marquise, and then mysteriously disappeared a few days after.
Alright, I can understand why that might look weird, but it has nothing to do with us. We were just.
If anything, we may be the solution to your problem, you know.
Yes.
We're not-
trust your
we're not
guards.
locals.
Then trust
Believe-
us. Absolutely. I swear on the Moonweaver that I am not working for the Myriad.
Do you really believe that any of us would have stuck around, told the guards of the Marquis's disappearance, if we had anything
maybe-
to do in the first place?
Maybe you're trying to flee the scene.
We all stayed.
Dude, I literally.
We were the only ones that were fighting.
We were holding. We captured the people and held them down. I went and got the guards, man. Like
Out
what?
of interest, who was meant to be? Were there any guards that meant to be in the hall at that time? Because there was nobody there.
There were.
Let me be clear on one thing. If you really believed that we had anything to do with the Marquis's disappearance, then you would not have let our friend Rafe go tracking.
Your friend Rafe, or the tracker, the drunk one, yeah, he's probably dead.
I don't think so.
We left him alone in the, like... Did I just Elliot scream something? Left him alone in the darker parts of the city, chasing the Myriad on his own.
If he was
He's dead.
capable of kidnapping the Marquis, he would be more than capable of looking after himself, I think.
Oh, and, you know, you just, like...
Dude, this is all a bit much. Like, we want to help you. So if you can't trust your guards, what can we do to help? Like, I like the Marquis man. He was a cool dude. I want to help out. You said you have some information. Maybe we can take that information and try and get you some solution to this.
My fear is that you springing in there to where I think the Myriad could be, that you will just get him killed.
Well,
And
what
then
if
we would be
find
in.
the Myriad and then come back and tell you.
Won't be any springing, don't worry.
I'm not very springy, to be honest.
Meira, as you pipe up and say that, the guard captain's looking at you. How did you come to Phelan?
How do you mean? The way I travelled?
Yes, where from?
From... I want to say Nicodranus, is that correct?
That is correct.
From Nicodranus, yeah.
Yeah, I came up from Nicodranus. I'm looking for a friend.
I travelled with her. She's a nice lass.
Why are you interested in me specifically? I haven't ever given you any reason to distrust me.
It's got a cheese sandwich. It's dangerous.
He's stressed out. The stress cheese sandwich started.
Only episode 4.
One of my guards tells me that you had a knife to the Myriad's throat, and that you were going to cut off his ear.
I was joking. I was just interested in seeing if there was a way of getting information out of them. And,
They'll never talk.
And I do have a knife, yeah, but other members of my party also have weaponry. I'm not the only person carrying a weapon.
I was also in on the jape, and that is but all it was.
You don't have to worry about me.
I'm going to make a gamble here, which I may regret.
You won't.
Which I may regret.
But you probably won't.
But at this point, I don't really have much of a choice. Like I said, I can't really trust any of my guards to not be in league with the Myriad. I can't really trust any of you to be in league with the Myriad, but from the benefit of an adventuring group is you're mostly neutral, and as I assume that you work for coin. Coin that I cannot provide, but as said before, if you do manage to save the Marquis's life, then I'm sure he'll reward you with as much as he can.
The discovery and salvation of life, to be honest, would be coin enough.
Maybe some ear chopping as well, eh? But no, we want to save the Marquis as much as you do. He seems to be a good man and well loved.
Indeed he is. Tell me exactly what happened and how the Marquis came to capture.
It all happened rather quickly, but they appeared out of, it seemed, nowhere. Told everybody not to move, and we tried to apprehend them, and one of them vanished.
With the Marquis.
The one that vanished was wearing a black and orange cloak.
Who's a tabaxi?
Does that ring any bells?
Reaching for advice that I don't have. Not a familiar person that I know of, no.
Hello.
They appeared out of nowhere, you said.
Well, he might have just. I mean, dude, he might have just come down those back stairs.
I think they came back down the back stairs.
Yeah. But he definitely disappeared, like some magic shit. Like, there 1 minute, swirly cloak, gone the next.
I'd never seen any magic like it.
Me neither, man. It was pretty sick.
Myriad are not without their tricks. Well, okay. I don't know the exact location of the Myriad, but I see some of the locations where I believe they come and go from, and some of the guards I can trust with my life have had their rumblings as well. We believe them to be somewhere in the sewer under the city, where their ilk belongs, and if they haven't taken him far away or haven't disappeared again, however they've managed to do that, then maybe that's where they are. Now, to the south of here is the last time that I had a genuine report that I can believe of them of someone who I believe to be in the Myriad, to be entering a sewer system. It's going to be difficult to find, especially without a tracker.
We have a competent tracker. He's just
missing an
intoxicated at the moment.
You just told me that the assassins of the Myriad appeared out of nowhere and then took the Marquis. And it took all of you to stop them and apprehend them. He is now alone. Like I said, and he's drunk. He's dead.
We'll be fine. I have no worries about Rafe. Not a problem.
Well, if you can find him, that would be great, but
Yeah, don't
for
you worry
you.
about Rafe, man. Like, you just tell us the information, we'll go and have a look-see. And, yeah,
With Rafe.
we'll see.
Very well. She would pull out a piece of parchment and start drawing a very crude map of the city and where you are. She would lead a road down to the southern part of the city and explain to you, like, this area isn't the nicest part of the city, and this is probably where they come in and out mostly. Like I said, I believe them to be in the sewer system, so there are other entrances and exits, but this is the one where I believe that they're coming in and out of, as she's drawing this location.
Very well. Tonight we should rest, but at dawn...
No, there is no time like the present. We must go now. He is in danger.
I don't think he is in danger, man. I feel like it's more of like a
I'm going now.
situation.
Right now.
But
We
I
find Rafe
like-
and we go.
would quite like a rest. I'm just going to say that now. At dawn.
If rest is what you need to be at your full strength, then I would wait until the next morning.
Aye.
Like I said, if they would have wanted him, if they had wanted the Marquis dead, he'd be dead already.
Agreed.
So there's an obvious reason as to why they've kept him alive and taken him away to wherever they've taken him. Now, you said that this tabaxi creature disappeared somehow with this cloak.
Yeah, he like swirled it and he was gone.
From my understanding, this cloak would have only let this tabaxi creature move a fairly short distance. So perhaps somewhere under the Marquis's house in the sewer system would be a good place to start.
Agreed.
We need to pick up our tracker as well.
Yes.
Probably. That would
Okay,
take.
I think our tracker probably needs to sleep.
here, she would roll up this large piece of parchment, hand it to you. It's the crude map that she's done.
Okay.
And I'll write you this as well. And she pulls out another piece of parchment, starts writing down some stuff. Finishes it up, and it would say, it's basically a writ to carry out lawful actions under the guard captain's name. And as she goes to hand it to whoever is the front, she goes to hand it to you, takes it away slightly, and goes, "Do not make me regret this."
We won't let you down.
Absolutely not. I do think you should look into those guards who may have been on duty during the attack.
They've already fled.
Alright, okay.
We're trying to track them down, but
They
I
have
sent
names.
guards who could also be in league. They have names, of course, yes.
Well, is it helpful for us to know them in case we see them?
I mean, I could describe each one of them to you, but our guards are out searching for not only the myriad, the ones that I trust at least, and these creatures.
Alright. Okay. As long as you're right.
There are four of, if you really want their names, there are four of them who are on duty that night and should have been in the ballroom. Now, I don't know if the Marquis specifically told them to leave, but judging by the fact that they're fleeing, I would suggest not. Ingrid, Riordan,
Randomly generate the name.
and the sisters Tarry and Terry Blackcott.
Harry and Terry.
Indeed.
Blackcock.
No, Blackcott.
Black
C-O-T-T.
clot.
Cot.
Oh, like for a bit.
Black C-O-T-T.
Alright, just pull your leg. Alright, come on then.
Captain, is the Myriad like known for taking like high net worth ransom people? Is this like a normal MO for them?
Like this is nothing like this has ever happened. No, I mean, at least not of high station. But they're in league with all kinds of things. I don't know their inner workings.
So they're likely
Don't know what their
working for
plans are.
somebody else.
Where's the best place to find you if we find them? Will you be
Here. I'll be here.
Alright.
Right, then let us rest, find Rafe, and then we find the Marquis tomorrow.
Alright.
Very good.
Plan, man. Let's do it.
To the pub.
Infinity. Oh no, wrong. Sorry.
The
We
siren
need to
sip
see if we
sort
can
of
find Rafe on the way home because
Yeah, maybe we go back, retrace our steps.
Yeah.
and see if we can find him because
Track the tracker, as it were.
Cool. I'm gonna have a piss quickly, and then I'm gonna have some real fun with Elliot.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna also get a drink of water.
Did you guys know that Neopets is coming back?
oh god, why?
Because
Baby's awake.
Hi.
hello, baby.
He says hello. My
I can't
name
really
is
see
Baby.
him. I can see a little bit. I can see an eye. Hello, little baby.
Hello. Hello. My name is Prince Baby.
Oh, no, you made her cry.
Sorry, Prince Baby.
Sorry, it's not my fault.
Doesn't like the camera.
Oh no, you'll be punished.
No, it's not. Yeah, sorry, we were using you as like a bit of entertainment.
Yeah, right.
Why would you not have tiny children if not for entertainment?
Exactly. We don't do much
so
else.
entertaining.
I got this great picture of him. We just fed him, and then he threw up projectiles all over
his own face.
all over his own face, which I'm sure you've experienced as well.
Oh yeah.
Also, every time
Oh yeah, yesterday I did that yesterday. Yeah.
every time I change him, he pisses on his own face. Every single time. I can't stop him. But yeah, if you can see it, there's the face of sheer rage. You can't really tell, but he's covered in vomit.
Send it.
Oh yeah, I'll send it on.
For
He is fucking furious. It's hilarious.
Furious.
yeah, well, you would be right. I mean, like, if you
Vomited on your own face, yeah.
throw up in your own face. Oh yeah. I'm sure we've all been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hasn't been for a while. Actually, no, I did throw up on my own face in hospital.
Yeah, you threw up loads. It was
All
annoying.
over your own face.
I mean, I sort of kind of did a bit because I was on my back.
Lying down.
So that-
Because she hadn't eaten for 48 hours, so it was just like
Yeah.
all bile. Yeah. Well, to be fair, you had breakfast and then you went into labour and then you didn't eat after that.
I had some snack.
Did you?
Something rice cake.
Oh yeah, a rice cake and 2 poppadoms.
You try going through excruciating pain and eat lunch.
No thanks. That's on you,
I
woman.
love how our viewers are gonna sit through this and enjoy the.
Would you rather I get to your part now? Cool. Okay, Rafe. So, you have carried on northwards. Well, northwards in perspective of you. You went down the centre path.
Forwards.
Yes.
No, I know.
You're carrying on. Kind of, you go on for another 200 feet, 300 feet or so. You're starting to lose where any tracks would be. You're looking around, and yeah, you kind of come into the darker parts of the city at this point. There doesn't, like I said, doesn't appear to be anyone around. So you can see.
Okay.
What do you do?
I'm gonna kind of get closer to the ground and start seeing if I can see any footprints. You get
Survival check, please.
D4 as well.
No, not this time. No D4s. That's run out, unfortunately, at this point. Bardic Inspiration, and you've used already. There's no obvious footprints from the track or the individual we're trying to track. There's footprints from, and obvious movement from all other times. You are down on the floor looking around. You kind of look to your right. You do see there's a fairly young kid, elven kid, who's just bouncing a ball against a wall on his own.
Alright, I go over to the kid and I pull out a gold coin from my pocket. Say, how do you fancy earning yourself an extra gold for some information?
Oh, you're generous.
Surely this kind of money could buy you 1,000 balls.
What do I have to do?
Well, I'm looking for some red-cloaked people. You must have seen them.
I see lots of people with red cloaks. I've seen lots of people.
For 1 gold, you must know specifically what sort of person I'm looking for. Now, a useful boy. Don't play around.
Well, you did interrupt me during my playtime.
Well, for a good reason.
I see lots of people walking around with red cloaks.
Someone suspicious. People who appear.
I see lots of suspicious people walking around all the time.
No, boy, don't be cheeky with me. We know I'm talking about people who are more suspicious. Maybe people who appear and disappear. People who don't want to be seen. A little lad like you must have seen something like that. Maybe in the last few hours, perhaps?
Maybe.
Well, there's 1 gold here that's gonna go to the next boy I find if you don't tell me the information.
Maybe a persuasion check. What would the young child do? Creepy drunk man comes up and tries to give him a gold piece.
This is medieval times.
He just runs away.
Primary school.
He just turns tails and runs away.
Can I grab the ball before he runs away?
Don't grab him by the balls!
No, not the
Yeah,
balls, the ball he's playing with.
You grab the ball and he runs away.
I throw it at him.
Make me an attack roll. It's gonna be D20 with disadvantage plus Dex.
That's
wrong,
fine.
did you do
Only
any-
rolled
okay.
1.
He managed to hit the guys when they were drunk. To be fair, unfortunately, distilled. Oh no! It's not disadvantage. Sorry, lies.
Good roll when you're hitting kids.
Attack rolls do not have disadvantage. It's only ability checks.
All right. Okay.
19. So not only is this kid now running away, but as he starts running away, even in your drunken stupor, you manage to, and you just clock him on the back of the head, and he falls down and just like skids on the floor, bursting into tears.
I run over to him.
He's just crying.
Right. I pick him up and say, "Quiet, boy. Right."
No, he's crying. Quite loudly.
Calm yourself.
You just threw a ball at me!
I did it because you gave me no choice. Why are you running, boy?
He would then start screaming at the top of his lungs, like, "There's a man attacking me!"
Alright, you're not getting any of my money.
And he just keeps saying it.
Alright, I throw him to the ground and I just walk off the direction I came from.
You throw him to the ground, he continues screaming and crying.
He's a little shit. I mean, what little orphan or like poor kid is gonna turn up 1 gold? Little shit.
Doors do start to open as this crying and screaming kid is, making a pretty big scene. People start looking around with like makeshift weapons, like holding out doors, just like looking around. A couple of them clock you as you start scampering off.
He touched me!
I blend in. I go into the sort of... I don't run off, I just sort of... I walk back. I go back to where I was when I saw the boy, and I look around.
Sure.
Are there any strange looking doors? Any... I don't know, is there anything that looks... And what can I see on the ground or like anywhere? Is there a sort of I'm desperately trying not to say, are there any manholes? Because it's totally...
Alright, no, not that you can see, but then you wouldn't know that you were looking for them anyway.
Well, I mean, it would be suspicious to have people just vanish into thin air.
Yeah, but true, but it wouldn't be suspicious to have a sewer system in a city.
No, but I mean, they could be there, right? Alright, so I'm gonna go just look around. Can I see if... Yeah, I'm just gonna carry on. I'm gonna sort of...
You do get one fairly large gentleman. Looks like either a blacksmith or maybe a blacksmith apprentice. He's got a iron hammer in his hand. He just kind of like opens the door, looks at you and like, "What did you do to Stefan?"
I regrettably offered the boy gold for information. He decided to run off. I threw the ball, it hit him in the back of the head.
You threw a ball at a little kid?
It was a gesture.
What the fuck's wrong with you, man?
I'm a bit pissed, okay? I didn't mean to hit the boy. I was throwing it.
Aren't you you're one of those vagabonds?
I am, but I'm trying to search for these red-hooded folk that just took the Marquise. Do you have any information? I've got a gold here.
What are you trying to say that I was involved or something, were you?
No, I'm trying
You need to get the fuck out of here right now or we're gonna kill you. 100%. No one will ever find you again. Come into our street and start assaulting children. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm not assaulting children. I'm here on
You just have to throw a ball at his head.
I'm here on the behalf of the city guard. They sent me only minutes ago.
Make me a deception check. It's gonna be really hard.
Oh.
He starts walking towards you with purpose.
I just
Run.
I don't run, I just back off and just say, "Alright, big man. You can catch me if you tried," and I run off.
He's gonna try.
I don't run off, I just give him shit and then I run off.
Fuck you.
Where do you run to?
Well, I run into the streets and I'm just now drunkenly like kind of going, "Oh, for fuck's sake, where am I?" And I'm looking around just going, "Oh, this is a dead end. I'm not seeing anything, I can't find anything." I'm now just gonna sort of retrace my steps back and see if I can get back to those crossroads.
Yeah, okay, that's not very far away. Yeah, about 5 minutes go by, maybe a bit less, as you come to the same kind of crossroads.
God, what do I do? I'm going to go in one of the other directions, but presuming that I'm going to head towards the city again, not into like.
So that would be, you'd be heading in the sort of same direction that the rest of the party did, just not down the same road.
Yes. Yeah. I'll
Okay.
head that direction.
Are you still trying to track this individual at this point, or are you still trying?
Yeah,
to...
I'm still
Okay,
trying
yeah.
to. I'm just
Make me a survival check, please.
doing a shit job of it. Fuck's sake.
Yeah, at this point, you're looking around, and this person seems to have just gone away from you. They've done a very good job of masking where they're traveling,
Shit.
and seem to have purposefully made different kind of diversions and tracks away that you would like start to follow and be like, wait, this doesn't make any sense, and then you look back and go, wait, they may have double backed but then carried on, and you're not sure. At this point, yeah, you're not sure where they've gone.
Well, I'm going to sort of try and find my way back to something that looks reasonably familiar then.
Okay. Following the nicer parts of the city, going the direction that you're going, it would take you around 15 or so minutes before you start to be like, okay, this is now like the marketplace area where it was before. So you're at least oriented, and eventually you can see, although it's kind of guarded off at this point, and there are guards stationed at points, just kind of keeping the watch at the minute. We won't be able to get into the marketplace area unless you somehow bluffed your way past it. But you are oriented to know where you are, and then another 5 minutes pass, and then eventually you end up in next to Phelan's fantastical fancies and fashions. Oh, it's perfectly generated. Love it. I also love the fact that he's got 2 bottles in hand and a floating one that's just like ready to juggle, ready for a juggle move. Yeah.
Skilled.
Oh man, love.
Okay, where would you go after that? Now that you know where you are, ish.
Probably back to the tavern.
Sure.
Because
It's
I
about-
feel shit, and it's the only place I know that, that's sort of the hub.
20 minutes or so it'd take you to get back to the tavern. Like I said, the streets are fairly quiet at this point. No one. There are people about, but no one's. It's interesting to see the city kind of decorated up for a nice like event, but there's no one there, or very few people are there. People seem to have retired to their various homes, etc. And yeah, like I said, 20 minutes or so would pass as you travel back to the Siren Sip. Moving back to the rest of you, Guard Captain Barracks, what do you do?
I think we're heading to the Sirens.
Sorry, Steph.
Yeah, we were heading home. We were making sure that we keep an eye out for Rafe, because we're not sure if he's safe or not.
Yeah, I think we said we'd go kind of back to where
retrace
we
our
came,
steps
right?
a little bit.
Yeah.
And see if we can come across him on the way home.
You head back in that kind of direction. Looking for specific signs of Rafe. You don't find any signs of him as you kind of end up in the same place where you were. Yeah, no. You end up eventually, like 10 or so minutes in, you get to the place where you left him and split up. Like I said, same vibe. Not many people around. This is kind of a dingier part of the city where you are. And yeah, no signs of Rafe that you could see. Dead.
He find us a pub. Let's go back to pub.
Let's go back to the pub.
He's fine.
Somebody might have spotted him anyway, and if we go back that way, he might go back that way too.
We can ask the bartender, can't we, to see if they've spotted him.
And if he's not back by the morning, then we know he's in trouble, and we'll have to go and find him instead of the Marquis.
Absolutely. And then go and find the Marquis as well.
Well, yeah, but yeah, only when
Yeah.
we're Rafe.
Excellent, eh? Half hour or so, walking across the city, same vibe, very quiet. you end up back at the Siren Sip. Rafe, tell me, it's fairly late evening at this point. It's probably like 10 o'clock in the evening or so. Would you have kept the party going?
Yes.
Oh, come on.
Oh god.
Absolutely.
You enter into the Siren Sip to see Rafe with around 4 empty shot glasses with a Vega-like sort of substance in the bottom, a couple of wine bottles open, and he's just there like head going back and forth as you walk into the Siren Sip.
Looks like the tracker found what he was looking for.
I really think you need to go to bed.
That was some Irish there.
I didn't think he was gonna have much luck, but I didn't think he would be like this when we got back. No.
I'd say by his standards, he is pretty lucky.
Tony did great.
Oh god, fucking hell. We need an album for the fucking, like, the end time. We need to keep all these explained somehow.
For every episode.
I'll get it printed out into a proper
Can
album.
I go to the barman and say, look, no more for him. We need him to help find the Marquis tomorrow. No more booze, okay?
I tried cutting him off earlier, but he just took them, and I thought eventually you'd just come back and you could deal with him yourself. Because
We'll sort him out. Don't
I'd call the guard to get him out, but to be honest with you, I think the guards are a bit preoccupied. From what he was saying, sort of slurring, there was I know the Marquis was taken. I didn't know you were like there until I think that's what he said. He could have been making up. Who knows? I mean,
That's right.
look at him.
We'll sort him. Don't worry.
Thank you.
How many of us will it take us to carry him up to his room?
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely help.
Shouldn't be an issue for the bigger of the folk.
Right, let's carry him up.
Yeah, alright.
And we'll go to bed ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, assuming it's the evening now.
We'll rest.
It is evening, yeah. Okay, so as you head up for a night in the Siren's Sip. What's this? Oh god, what are we doing now? For fuck's sake. Yeah, pretty much. That's how I pictured it, just a bit more character like you. As you lay your weary heads to rest, is there anything else that anyone wants to do in the night? Is anyone keeping guard, or are you just all going to sleepy sleeps?
Sleep.
Can I drink a load of water before I go to bed so I can make sure I'm up early because I'll need a piss? I assume there's no magic alarm clocks in these parts.
No. But you could request someone to wake you up if you really wanted to.
Yeah, go on then. We need to be up at like the crack of dawn.
Yeah.
You
I tell
request the
everyone, be
barman.
ready. We must go at first light.
Can I take the time to like press the digitation my new jacket because I really like it.
Sure, you give it a dusting or whatever with precipitation, so it looks
For its little
pretty.
breeze, you know, a bit of leather, whatever.
It keeps fairly pristine. You at Rev, you asked the dwarven bartender to wake you up at what time?
First light.
Yeah, sure, he'll do that. He probably won't be him, but he mentioned. Oh wait, yeah, he has an assistant named Olivia from before.
Yeah.
So yeah, she'll wake you
Although
up
I
at
think
that
she's
time.
at the mountain at the moment.
Yeah, she'll be back before first light though, for sure.
Okay.
Probably. Cool.
Can I also order breakfast for our early morning makeup call as well?
Yeah, that's fine.
Before I go to bed, I will sit there. I'll remove all my armor and place it somewhere tidily,
Mhm.
and then kneel and pray to the Moonweaver for Rafe's and safe return. Oh no, not Rafe's listening. We found him.
He's dead.
The Marquis's safe return, and you know if she can guide us in any way.
What do you have anything specific that you say, or is it just in that kind of?
No, just that kind of vein, like dear Moonweaver. I pray for the Marquise's safe return, and if you have anything that you could help us with, any where you can point us in the right direction, then that'll be great. Cheers, gal.
Amen.
It was going so well to the cheers gal.
Okay. I need like a sign off. I need to think of a sign off. I'm going to do that. Like a
TTFN.
no, like a
XOXO.
may you always see the light within the darkness.
I'm sure. Hold on. There may be actual canon things.
Yeah, I kind of half googled it last week and didn't properly look. And
I can't. There definitely has probably sayings. I just can't remember what they are.
yeah,
Moments.
Well, I'm
Moment.
gonna
Moment. Moment.
I will
Moment.
find
Moment.
it. I will find something.
Must be something good.
May you always guide us through the darkness.
Love that.
May your starlight. May your moonlight.
The night is dark and full of terrors. That is true.
The night is dark and full of terrors.
The wrong series.
Ah, damn it.
But now, the first dragon has just been born. So, as you all rest your heads, some of you a bit more peaceful than others, you would have the same vision as you did the previous night. The same sequencing, and then the same vision of the kind of like shooting star shooting down to the fields of wheat, which I can never say. Thank you, Teresa. That is not a rock or asteroid or whatever, but is a man falling down and taking
I still
form.
don't recognise that man.
We did a check for you before. We can do another one
I
though.
know, but it's been a new day. I may have met new people.
Yeah, true. Yeah, sure. It's difficult, but make me a perception check. Well, the music stopped. Oh yeah, I stopped on purpose. I'm gonna change it to.
Oh, no.
No, it's the same. It's hard to make out, and like I said before, it's almost as if they're forming, like they're
Yeah, but they're not fully
being born. I guess it's like or being made. I guess that it's a strange thing that isn't quite clear.
And nothing new.
Nothing new. No.
Okay.
You can all take a long rest, unless. just
Before I go to sleep, is there any way of like, because I'm sort of learning some spells, like can I like practice, sit and like focus and practice? Is that a thing?
Yes. For you, your spells come more as like natural feelings, not as like an arcane learner. I don't think no one's an arcane. No, for all of the spellcasters in the group, yeah, the shit out of you. You all get the like. You don't have to book learn your spells. You understand how it works, and you generate it from power that you already understand. But yeah, you can certainly take some time to just kind of focus in on where that energy comes from.
Yeah, that exactly that.
Cool beans.
Sharpen and power up kind of thing.
Like a gym sesh for the mind.
We have our own rooms. I can't remember.
You do, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
You do indeed. Paid for by Marquise.
People by Marquise.
Unless there's anything else that anyone wants to do, then you would all take yourselves a long rest.
Nice.
Woohoo!
Needed.
Nice.
Oh, where's the button?
And just for hangover's sake, I need a Constitution saving throw from Rafe.
Disadvantage?
No, not disadvantage.
Why does Spike have a 5 on the end of her name?
I don't know. It's a weird thing that's happened. I'll try and look at it later.
Don't know how that.
She spikes she spike Hopesinger 5. 15, yeah. You don't throw up in the night, so that's good. You still wake up a little hungover. Well, not a little hungover. Hungover.
Feel better. It's better out than him.
Well, a life lived to the fullest is a life worth lived.
I can move you.
Yes, indeed.
That is my mantra.
Oh no. Hey, the lucky change. What was going on?
Oh no! It's the first time anyone shit themselves during a D&D session. Let's go!
No, it's not.
Yeah, Elliot.
Looking at you, Elliot,
Yeah. Yeah, you wake up the next morning. Rev, you're awoken by a young girl that you've seen in here before. She's like one of the bar assistants. She would rap on your door at first light.
Thank you, my girl. Thank you. I go and wake everyone up.
Yep.
Come on, we must go. We must go. The Marquis in danger.
Dude, it's so
Get your ass up. Get up.
Oh, man.
I'm already awake.
Yes, come along, everyone. It is time to save the Marquis.
Exactly what he says.
But it's like before 9.
Then we leave you here.
No. Okay, fine.
Before 9 is the perfect time to catch the light of the dawn.
I believe I may have made some interesting choices yesterday.
As are all times between.
I grab Rafe by the shoulders. We need you, man. We need your tracking. Come on.
I know, I just
Dude, can we
need
like
some
at least get
RCs.
breakfast
No.
or something? What? Not even like a croissant?
To go.
Breakfast.
Take it to go.
Okay.
The serving girl would say to you, like, I've made breakfast. Rev requested it for this morning. Oh, no, sorry. No, Spike did.
5 minutes. Everyone, 5 minutes. Come on.
I gobble down some breakfast.
Jesus Christ.
Go, 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 go.
It's like 3 cups of coffee.
Fine, I drink and I eat.
Can I pocket
Okie
any
dokie.
bread rolls that we have left over?
If you're that kind of lady. Got it.
Oh, well, yeah.
Prepare to fail. And like, Gwen, it doesn't look like you long rested.
Oh. Sorry,
So you don't get one!
I want to take my contact lenses out.
That's definitely not a long race.
But you're looking for the Marquise.
I had no idea we had contact lenses in Exandria. That's amazing. How the hell do we have that technology? I stick these small
Wizards.
pieces of glass in my eyes. I can see better.
Okay, you scoff down breakfast and head out with the writ from the guard captain in hand and the map the crudely drawn map, but the map nonetheless that she draws you. You head off in that direction, I assume.
Well,
People
we
are moving
have
around.
options though, right? So we can either go south to where she said, or we can go to the Marquise's house and try and find a sewer entrance there. Is that what she said?
Yeah, I mean, she said maybe a good place to start underneath the house.
Okay.
She did give us the map, though. I don't know.
Well, look at the map. I mean, who had the map?
Whoever she gave it to, whoever was at the front.
Yeah, it was
didn't
Lucy.
I
specify.
think I had the map.
Cool, you have the map.
Amazing.
Yeah, so it's like I said, crudely drawn from basically where she was to like following a direction in the southern part of the city, where she believes that most of the time that she knows of, the myriad members are going in and out.
Lead on, that's...
Two options.
Where did she say they were? In the sewers?
They're
They didn't
like
make
an underground
clothes.
organisation, literally.
I say we go where she said. They're not gonna stay under his house, right? They go to the lair, the secret lair.
Yeah, I
Cool.
to be honest, I followed the streets last night and they seem very adept at covering their tracks, so I don't think there's going to be any luck above ground, so going underground seems like a smart
You got
move.
really fucking drunk last night, man. So like,
Yeah,
you'll be okay.
I was... You say I was drunk, but I threw a ball very, very well at one point. I mean,
Sure.
remarkably well.
Sure you did.
I did. I
Why are
even...
you entertaining yourself playing ball games and wandering the streets?
I mean, we thought you were meant to be tracking. You said you had it under control.
I was persuading a child to,
You were what?
to help.
By
with-
throwing a ball.
It all seems good. You're all very, very good with hindsight, but at the time it seemed like a very good plan. Anyway, doesn't matter. It's just
I'd like to do a hindsight check, please, Doc.
You can do an inside check if you like.
It seemed like a smart plan at the time, but in
Right,
retrospect, some of my choices yesterday maybe not the smartest, but that's alcohol, right?
Don't worry,
Well,
once we save the Marquise, you will be celebrity around here. People will love you. You have pints bought for you. It's gonna be great.
Can't wait. Let's get going. I'm ready to go. I ate my breakfast 5 minutes ago.
Very well, let us
Come
be
on
off.
then.
Okay. You start heading in that direction to the southern part of the city where the map is drawn, as I believe. Takes a roughly the same amount of time, like half hour or so. There are people in the streets now. They're taking down a lot of the decorations that were around. Fairly somber mood, but nothing that's like terrible. Sun is shining. It's a beautiful day in Phelan, like it mostly always is. You head off in that direction. You get to like the point where you were kind of yesterday when you split, and you carry on a little bit further. The only notable thing that does happen as you are traveling is you're going through, like heading that kind of way south, and someone spits at the floor as you walk past and would say, "Fucking scumbag!"
What's that about?
Yeah, who's that man?
I think that might be one of those people I pissed off last night. But, you know, whatever. As you said, I'll be a celebrity around here. Never all will be forgiven.
Perhaps you
Let's
should
just-
walk 10 paces behind us.
I think people around here just need to chill out.
I think we just need to get moving. Come on, let's go.
It's just
Got bigger fish to fry.
It's just a fucking ball. Jesus Christ.
Alright, you can pipe it as well. Come on, shut up.
I'm fine. I'm just.
Got bigger fish to fry, let's
people
go.
need to chill out. Jesus.
Let's go.
Cool. You travel on through the streets, pretty much undisturbed for the rest of that. Just the one event. As you following the map, and you come to a like a caged off, looks to be kind of tunnel that goes down. It's fairly purpose built, made of stone, kind of dome in shape, and then there's like a metal grate with a padlock on the front of it. And that is probably where we will end the session for this eve. There you are. And for the next time, we will be heading down into the sewers, chasing after the Marquise and the Myriad.
It
The
is.
Marquise and the Myriad.
Right.
Which is probably the name of the episode.
Yes.
Oh, this one or next
This
one?
episode should be
This one. I don't know.
No, this one should be
Drunken child abuse.
General
Yeah,
Pandemonium.
okay, well, yeah, I don't want the YouTube to get. What was it? General Pandemonium. Okay, I can deal with that. Yeah. Oh, okay then.
I'll end the session.
General Pandemonium.
Goodbye.
Right.
Bye bye.
Goodbye,
We'll end it there.
viewers.
Bye all. See you next
Bye.
time.
See ya.
Goodbye. Goodbye, Casper. Bye.
Bye. Bye, child.
Bye.